Hi, everyone. I'm Fang Fang, CPO of AgentWeb. Today, in 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how to run the entire event pipeline from event custom landing page creation to lead enrichment to follow-up together with our truly powerful AI teammate, Emma. This is why it matters. In the world of product and content abundance, events is going to be a very high intent channel. People showed up already, ICP already interested. But the challenge to that is that event create warm leads, but then the trust decays kind of fast. You need to follow up very proactively, but even also, right, like to pre-events in order to facilitate a handshake and move the handshake along the line to become a deal. If you miss that time window, then the opportunity is gone. Now we are going to show you, how to essentially use MR creatively in 3 different phases in order to speed up your productivity. In the very first phase, build up the event page. There are normally 2 ways to get people sign up: building your own landing page, as well as sign up an event on Luma. So take an example, right? Like you either create a Luma page that drives people to sign up, or you could also, not leveraging Luma as a platform, but build a landing page like this particular webinar to drive sign up. Either way is super easy with Emma's help in terms of the creation. Starting with the custom landing page, what you just need to do is to go to a new chat, point out the specific custom work plan called custom landing page. And for the first time you are uploading it, you'll need to share a website URL you would like the style for the custom landing page to reference on. And then it's going to just, scrape all the content to make sure the custom landing page is pretty much on brand. I prepare essentially just, a sample dialogue for you to get a feel of how's working like with Emma in terms of like creating a custom landing page. You simply tell them, what you would like to build. In this case, would like to build a 3 session workshop series on pay ads, events, as well as like lead outbound. Create a sign up page, and then ask them what to mention, right, in the custom landing site. And then after that, after a few minutes, Emma worked very diligently to have the site created. And the magic is that it's not only a mock, but it actually gets published and hosted with your own subdomain. And then what you can do is already function, ready to use, right? So you fill that in, and after that, you check back to your Emma customer portal. You will find that this lead record is actually already landing in squarely as a lead to the site here. So pretty handy. You don't need to connect, like say, any CRM tools, etc. for that. The second way of creating a Luma page is also pretty easy. Last week, we worked with our partner, right, Nunex, in sort of like creating a joint event in August on founder fundraising. So what I do here is simply to call Emma directly in Slack, since she's essentially present in that channel, in creating feed her with the requirements and the necessary assets. And then what she brings back based on all this information is like the name of the events, the date and the time, and suggested titles, and what to put in as content, and even generated pretty much just on brand imagery, to support that event. So it's just like working with Emma across the channel where you are. It becomes super easy. Okay, so now let's move over to events, lead sourcing, and management. Now that you have a site, of course, the next phase is to identify guests. To do that, there were two ways, right? So for big lists that are essentially, let's say, more than 100 sign up, what we really recommend here is to create. So to download the list, directly from Luma, and then to upload it to Emma test event. Okay, and do the batch uploading and enrichment there. What you do is, for example, share a CSV file, and then you pull up one. This is an actual Luma list that consists of 542 records and 25 fields, right? So you can have that imported in and enriched. A lot of the fields are already enriched, but if it's not, it's just name and email. What you can do is basically pull up our in-house enrichment function, which consolidates state-of-the-art software such as Apollo and enriched also and LinkedIn API into making your to basically decodify, right, who your leads are, right? So you can just select, in this case, the relevant fields to enrich, like company names, LinkedIn profile, company LinkedIn profile. You can do fundraising amount as a signal of the GTM readiness, as well as the tech stack scan, which is also pretty readily available. Yeah, can do also discover their tech stack, so that you wanted to target certain customers that already or lack of a certain SaaS tool to as part of, like, say, the filtering criteria. Can also match their ICPs to essentially to see how fit they are, right, after the enrichment is benchmarked against the ideal customer profile you store on file. You can use like find leads functionalities, right, in order to identify more leads from LinkedIn that fulfill certain criteria. Okay, so this is, like, say, the bulk sort of, like, say, lead identification and enrichment. What happens if you have a case where you essentially wanted to do this repeatedly and very dynamically from Luma? In that case, what you can do is, again, you work with our field event agents. What it does is that it's, again, an agent-led process that simply asks you to put down, like, say, the LinkedIn URL of the guest page, which means you just feed her page URL link with this similar type of view, and then she's going to put together a series of recommendations. Let's see how an actual workflow looks like, right, that I already pre-made here together with Emma. So I tell her I would need to track 3 events. And then I would like to use the last 7 days sign up for her to review. So what she did is that she logged in, right, into these Luma pages, find all 3 events and identify the number of guests register, how fit their ICP are, right, and then just make her recommendations, who should be prioritizing for the outreach for each of the events, as well as the reasoning around that. Not only that, she's also going to recommend messages on what to follow up and connect in each of the events. Okay, so then the interesting part is like after verifying this like one-off chat conversation works, then you can either park it as a skill so that next time when you have a relevant question, it will pull up the same workflow or SOP to go through it again. As well as another option is that you wanted to make it into a scheduled chat. So what it does here is to park these whole conversations to run automatically. And in this particular case, at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and after the completion of the task, sends an email to the founder so that like the founders can all take action upon the recommendation here. So by filling the cracks, you save tons of time by just manually just validate the prospects potential fit right to the events and doing the manual outreach, which is a 10x productivity save. Last but not least, make sure to follow up the event with the leads that you talk to within the first 24 hours of the event. This is super important. There's a very interesting fact that about 80% of the leads after an event ever gets a follow-up, meaning there are 20% that never get any follow-up after an event. And then there is also stats that show that a timely follow-up within the first 24 to 48 hours increases demo acceptance rate and booking rate up to 60%. So this is not just an effort problem, it's a timing problem. And the way to just do that within Emma is that because you did homework prior to the events and have that stored in the CRM. So you essentially have a very comprehensive, so like say list of participants already, right? By the time the event just ended. So what you would need to do is simply to jump back to the CRM to pursue with the engagement. So to just check it here. This particular lead. So I'm clicking to show his engagement record. Yeah. So we could see that this person has an interest in attending all 3 workshops, and then there are already, essentially that like say all their emails that this list received prior to the event, and as well as the engagement. For example, Alice clicks all the 3 links, right, that we sent in the email. So all the signals, right, could be captured super easily across both LinkedIn and email for you to get a comprehensive overview of like say all the history. And this is super important because this could be a collaboration effort, right, that your teammates might lack the context in knowing. And by consolidating all the context within one software, it certainly helps to close the gap. Okay, so just to recap, what we talked about is that what used to get a team, right, a full quarter of effort, now takes only 1 marketer and 1 very capable AI agent juggling through all these touch points and channels to 10x the productivity. So try it today. Set up your first schedule. Wake up with a pipeline instead of a to-do list. Thank you so much for your time today. I will see you at the next session. Bye.